Well, let's get into this a bit more now with someone who's always across what's happening in music. Poppy Reid is a music journalist, a commentator, has been staying across this story and is with us now. Poppy, thanks for joining us on Hack.
Thanks for having me.
What do we know about some of these allegations? Because they're quite serious, right?
When you think of criminal charges, these are probably the most serious criminal charges imaginable. You've got racketeering, conspiracy, you've got exploitation, you've got sex trafficking. There's a 14-page indictment that the government has handed down. There's over 50 victims and witnesses who have come forward, and that number is going to grow. As more of this gets released, we're going to hear more people are going to come forward, more is going to come out. Had you heard of the term freak-offs before? This is now a viral term and a term which has become synonymous with this case, and it's used multiple times in this indictment.
So disturbing. Every day there's a new headline with somebody coming forward saying everybody knew, and we've been seeing that. We saw Australian DJ Havana Brown come out saying everyone in the industry knew. This is no surprise. I mean, at this point they are allegations. Has there been a lot of controversy surrounding Diddy for a while?
Decades. You know, a lot of these allegations date back to the 1990s. I think what you said kind of hits the nail on the head. You know, everybody knew, and we're seeing all these photos and videos of his white parties, in quotes, which then led to his freak-offs, in quotes, and we've got Leonardo DiCaprio in attendance. We've got Paris Hilton. We've got Kim Kardashian. There's a lot of concern around Justin Bieber as well.
Yeah.
Because there was, I don't know if you saw the video of him and Diddy. Justin Bieber's around 15 years old in that video. And Diddy said something like, I'm in charge of him for the next 48 hours and it's going to be full on. Who knows what happened?
Fans out there reporting that Eminem was maybe hiding messages in some of his lyrics recently. We're hearing that 50 Cent is making a Netflix documentary. So this is something that appears to have really shaken the music industry. How influential is Diddy in that world?
Yeah. I mean, he was known and is known currently as one of the most influential figures in hip-hop and in music. You know, he had his Bad Boy Records. He signed Biggie Smalls. You know, that... Yeah. Like, think of that as a nod and think of that as a badge of honor when it comes to hip-hop. He has had multiple enterprises, 3 Grammys he's won. But he hasn't really had a hit or himself like a top 10 hit since 2007. But now that legacy, not only is it under question, it's being referred to as like he's going to be the Bill Cosby of hip hop. It's gone.
This is Hack. I'm Dave Marchese. I'm speaking with Poppy Reid, music journalist, about some of the serious allegations that are being made against Diddy, making headlines over the past week especially. Are other celebrities more keen to start speaking out? Because I know initially there were people saying that celebrities didn't want to attach themselves to this story. Are we starting to see more artists come out and talk?
Not at this moment. I think that's a huge issue, but we're about to find out. With all of this footage and all of these photographs being circulated on social media, there is no denying that Hollywood's biggest A-list stars had involvement in these parties of Diddy's, these parties that are being included in this 14-page indictment. So I think we're about to see a lot of allegations come forward against some of these big-name celebrities as well. But I think a major concern is around Justin Bieber. Of course, he's just had a child. He's probably not interested in coming forward and talking about this, but there's a lot of talk about his song Lonely and about that perhaps being in reference to that time. But it is the most concerning time in music right now. I think we're going to look at this as one of the most followed criminal court cases in music.
What do you think when people say, oh, this is a reckoning for the music world, this is their Me Too moment? Do you agree with that, or do you think that this is just a continuation of stuff we have been seeing for years?
A continuation of stuff we've been seeing for years. I mean, you look at the allegations from Cassie Ventura, which she filed November 2023. That was what really kicked all of this off. You know, we knew that there were decades of bad behavior that had been talked about in hushed tones in the industry, as many allegations around the Me Too movement was. But then when she came forward about years of abuse, and then we saw the surveillance footage of her escaping that hotel room, and we saw him kicking and hitting and dragging, which is all in the indictment as ways in which that he would use control at these quote-unquote freak-off parties. We thought, okay, this is the start of something big now. We are now seeing, we're going to see more of this come out. I really believe that, because he recorded everything. He filmed it. He directed it. The police have seized hundreds of phones, hard drives, USBs. And when that court case happens, a lot of that footage is going to come out.
When you say this is going to be one of the most watched, scrutinised court appearances in the world and in music history, there's no doubt about it. I mean, you can imagine the kind of stuff that we're going to be hearing about. We were talking a bit before about legacy. How do you move on from this? How do fans grapple with these kinds of allegations?
I guess the big question is, can you separate the man from the art?
The discussion we're always having, right?
I'm not. I'm pretty sure that I don't want to listen to any Diddy music in the same way that I don't want to listen to any R. Kelly music. However, I do understand that some fans can. If you are a fan that still listens to R. Kelly, despite him being currently in jail for major heinous sex crimes, then you will probably continue to listen to Diddy's music and his catalogue. I won't be.
Thank you very much for coming in, for sharing a bit of analysis. We knew you'd be across it. Poppy Reid, music journalist. Appreciate you coming on Hack.
Thanks for having me.